Hi, hello friends. Good evening. Welcome everyone to Nifty Banker, India's first retail index traders online conference. I am Fazil Ahmed, Director of Education and Events at Traders Gurukul and also the host for today's program. It's a great pleasure to invite every one of you to the third edition of this Nifty Banker webinar series. I'm sure by the end of this program, you will have a lot of knowledge which can help you to make better decisions in your trading journey. Let me also like to thank our media partner Money Control Pro, the largest financial portal in India with millions of daily readership on their website. They helped us to reach a wider audience in a short span of time. The speaker for today is Arjun Bhatia. He is our good friend and he has been doing the Nifty Banker event from the last third series as well. Arjun Bhatia is a founder and the CEO of Trading with Arjun Bhatia. He's an intraday stock market trader with the experience of around 7 years. He's a pure intraday player. Also, he's having a huge fan following in Twitter as well as in YouTube. He's the youngest speaker at many offline as well as online events. Arjun Bhatia is a CA dropout and also he's doing too good in markets. He will empower us with a special topic called How to Trade Bank Nifty Futures and Options Through Systematic Approach. Mr. Arjun, on behalf of Traders Gurukul and Money Control Pro, I extend my warm welcome into our program as an elite speaker. Please go ahead, the stage is yours.
Hello everyone. First of all, thank you Fazil bhai. Thank you Traders Gurukul team for inviting me for Nifty Banker 3.0. And uh, Fazil bhai has already introduced me, so I'll not introduce myself further. So the today's topic is how to trade Bank Nifty futures and options through a systematic approach. Now many of you will, be confused between what is a systematic approach and what is a discretionary approach. So first of all, we will start by understanding that what is the difference between a systematic approach trader and a discretionary approach trader. So first of all, a discretionary trader is someone who analyzes charts in live market and aftermarket, and he trades the market according to the chart patterns. Like you must have heard about many patterns like head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, cup and handle. So they have to analyze market continuously during the live market as well as aftermarket for a few hours, so that they could know which stocks have broken out, which stocks are near support, which stocks are near resistance. But systematic approach, which I follow, is something where you have fixed set of rules. Basically, what systematic approach means is you do trading based on signals. Now, these signals can be based on indicators, can be based on breakouts, can be based on fundamental, can be based on technical parameters. So, the systematic approach which I follow is indicator based. And why do I follow systematic approach? See, uh, generally, I am not only a trader. I run a
Arjun bhai,
few couple of businesses.
sorry to interrupt you. There is
Yeah.
something, disturbance in your voice. Can you just check once if you don't mind? Like, I mean, your voice is
Voice is
please talk.
lagging. Just a minute. Hello, is it okay now?
Awesome. That's perfect now. Thank you. Yeah, please
Okay.
go ahead.
Uh, okay. So what I was telling, that why do I suggest you guys to follow systematic approach? So few of the reasons why I use systematic approach is that I am a businessman. I also run a few couple of businesses other than trading. So I do not have much time to be a discretionary trader, watch charts again and again, and do in the live markets. I don't have much time to uh, follow the charting patterns or follow the breakouts or follow the different types of fundamental or technical parameters. So what I do is I create a system based on indicators where I get signals to buy or sell. So we will discuss that in detail. So first of all, how will we begin? We will begin with initial. What are the initial days like? I will share my journey. How did I begin with? So this is my suggestion to all those who are starting trading or those who are planning to be full-time traders. So the first thing you should do is learning. You should not jump into the markets without having any knowledge or without having any research work done. So my advice, how to begin with, I have made a small concept called as OMER concept. So this OMER concept is generally a short form made by me. What does OMER means? OMER means observation, modification, execution, and repeat. This is a secret hack to all beginners, as I have written. So what do these OMER concept mean? Observation means whenever you are starting trading or you are planning to start trading, many of you people, many of the young traders I meet or many of the young traders I talk to, they are very confused about how do they start trading. So first thing they should do is just simple observation. Now what they should observe? They should generally observe the price movements, the indicators, different type of charts, candles, because right now they have to get a basic understandings of how the markets move or how the markets work or how the markets react in the live market. Like suppose there is a news, so first they have to just sit without trading and they have to just observe everything. Number second thing is they have to modify what you have to modify. Like suppose you are observing a time frame of 1 hour chart, but you want to follow intraday trading. Now you are saying that I don't want to follow hourly chart because it is too lengthy. I have to wait for 1 hour to candle for a candle to get closed. So the second thing you have to do is modify the value of time frames. Now if you want to do intraday trading, you have to come down to lower time frame like 45 minutes or 30 minutes or 15 minutes or 5 minutes chart according to your comfort. Now you have to modify the values of indicators. Like suppose you are using for example, you are using super trend of 10 is to 3 value. Now you are thinking that this super trend is a little laggy, or this is giving the signals after the move or something like that. So you just have to check out each and everything. Like suppose you have to just be like a curious child to change the values to 7 is to 3 and different type of candle types. Like you must be knowing there are a few types of candle types like Heikenashi, normal candles, volume candles. Volume candles are very famous in trading nowadays because you don't have to check to the volume chart individually. The candles which are forming, the volumes are added then and there only. So you don't have to individually check the volume of that candle which has been formed. You have to check different type of charts, like point and figure charts are very famous, Renki charts, and there are a few chart types which are also traders are using nowadays. So according to your comfort, at the end you have to watch that what is in your comfort zone. Number third thing is now comes the main part, execution, because you just cannot sit all your life and observe and modify. After the observations and modification thing, now you have to just keep your feet in the live market, but never ever just put all of your capital and come into the war zone for trading. Do very small quantity. I will just tell you what I used to do. I used to trade one share. Like for example, uh, if you want to trade Reliance Industries, and for example, Reliance Industries, for I'm just taking an example, don't quote me on that. So suppose Reliance is running at 2000 rupees. Now you just have to trade very small quantity. You just trade one share, two share, and always measure your performance in percentage terms. Suppose you are trading Reliance and you made 20 points on Reliance share, it is 1% on your capital. So today you are trading one share, but after a few time, after a few months, after a few years, you will go to 100 quantity, 1000 quantities, 10,000 quantities. So always measure your performance in percentage basis, percentage return. Like 20 rupees on Reliance share, which is 2000 rupees, is 1%. Okay, on your capital. So if you are today you are making 1% on 2000 rupees, tomorrow your capital will grow to 1 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, and that 1%, 1% on 10 lakh rupees makes a big difference. But you have to be consistent. The fourth and the last step which you have to do is repeat. Keep repeating the process until you derive to a full-fledged setup along with risk management and psychology. I will also talk about risk management and psychology in today's session. Psychology is very important. Let me tell you a very simple advice. Which one advice which I want to give to each and everyone is that do not run behind setups. There are thousands and crores of setups on YouTube or internet which are very brilliant and which are available free of cost. But what we guys do, we just run blindly behind the setup. If you do not have risk management, if you do not know how to preserve your capital, if you do not know how to protect your capital, how to do risk management is simple. If you ask me, Arjun, please tell me what is risk management. I will tell you with very small example. And risk management will just suppose what do I do, Hannah, to protect my capital. My funda or my secret mantra to protect my capital is I take only 0.05%. 0.5% risk on my capital per trade. Like suppose if I am trading Bank Nifty futures and I want to take some quantities. So I will take that quantities that if stop loss gets hit, only 0.5% of my capital will vanish if stop loss gets hit. है ना? So the best way to protect your capital and to, if your capital will be protected, your psychology will be protected because when the drawdown phase starts, when you blow up 10% of your capital, 20%, 30%, then your psychology gets disturbed, your brain gets disturbed. So this was the OMER concept which we discussed. Now let's go to the strategy. Now, many people must like just now I told you do not run behind the strategy, but learning the strategy is also very important. So what strategy we will do? This is a Bank Nifty futures and options, a complete systematic approach, which I would be sharing with you guys. So, 15 minutes time frame we will be using. So, first, let me tell you about the rules. And first, I will be telling you about the rules. Please take some pen diary or note down these points so that you don't get confused after the session and you have each and everything written with you. So, very simple. है ना? My setups are usually very simple to follow and 15 minutes time frame we have to use, and only two indicators are to be used in this setup. The first indicator is VWAP, which is weighted volume average price, and the second indicator which is to be used is Fibonacci pivot points. Please write Fibonacci pivot points because there are a few types of pivot points, na? Traditional pivot points and some traditional pivot and some different pivot points. So we have to use Fibonacci pivot points. So do not worry. I will just now tell you how to apply these indicators on the charts. So, okay, first let's learn how to apply these indicators on the charts. So I am first removing each and everything. So you have to just open your charts. है ना? I don't suggest which chart platform you use. You can use any charting platform which you like, and you have to just apply indicators on Bank Nifty futures. है ना? This is not to be applied on the spot chart. We have to apply these indicators on futures chart. So you just have to open 15 minutes would be the time frame. Like I told you earlier, this would be 15 minutes. We'll just go to indicator. Our first indicator would be pivot point standard. But what I told you that we have to use Fibonacci pivots. So you will just go to the settings. You will apply pivot point standard. You will just go into the settings, and here in the type, you will do it to Fibonacci and you will just okay. So the first indicator has been applied. So the first indicator is Fibonacci pivot points, which has now been applied on the charts. Now, what we will do, we will add a second indicator, which I told you, that is volume weighted average price. In the short form, it is known as VWAP. So as soon as you will click VWAP, you will see three lines, but we don't have to use the upper band and lower band. So again, we will be going to the settings. In the style, we will be uncheck the upper band and lower band. So here the blue line which you are seeing is the VWAP. So only two indicators. The first indicator is Fibonacci and the second Fibonacci pivot points, not the standard one. And the second indicator is VWAP line. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Now, before explaining you the rules, the stop loss, the targets, the ignoring candle and all of these rules, let me first explain you in very short, and I will not take much time in explaining the indicators because I believe practical knowledge is much important than the theoretical knowledge in stock markets, especially because theoretical we are not going to give any exams tomorrow, so we don't have to focus on theory, but uh, learning about the history and a little much knowledge about the indicators are much needed so that if tomorrow someone asks you that why are you using VWAP? What is VWAP? Why are you using Fibonacci pivot points, not the normal one? So I want you guys to, have an answer at least that why I am using VWAP, what is VWAP, how is VWAP calculated, and because like if you are trading some setup and someone asks you, so it doesn't look cool if you are unable to answer that. So, what is VWAP? The volume weighted average price is a trading benchmark used by traders that gives the average price a security has traded throughout the day. Now, average price a security has traded. This is very important. Why? Because but in mathematics how important the average is. Average of anything is very important because price generally average price means that the price of the suppose you are trading bank nifty, so the price is at that average price most of the time. So whenever the price will break out of that average price or break down of that average price line, we would be having a good move or a trending move based on both volume and price. Now, why is VWAP important? VWAP is important because it is also based on volume. So where there would be high volume, so VWAP would get we will get more accurate results when the volume and price both are adjusted in the indicator. It is important because it provides traders with insight into both the trend and value of a security. Value of a security means because it is related to the volume. Trend means because it is related to the average price. Now, we will understand the difference between volume weighted average price and simple moving average. Like a few seconds ago, I told you that this is just an average, but you will say like if it is the average, why don't you use a simple moving average 9 day, 12 day, 18 day, 21 day, and why do you use volume weighted average price? Because as the name suggests, we WAP, we volume weighted average price. So number one, on a chart, VWAP and moving average may look similar, but these two indicators are calculating two different things. What two different things? VWAP is calculating the sum of price multiplied by volume divided by total volume. So, whenever you add volume along the trend or along the price, so that indicators become more accurate than the simple moving average. So, that is why we use moving average price and we use VWAP and not the simple moving average. A simple moving average is simply calculated by the closing prices and then divided it by the periods there are. Now, second thing, why Fibonacci pivots and why not the standard pivots? The main logic behind Fibonacci pivots is that many traders love using the Fibonacci ratios. Both pivot points and Fibonacci ratios are used to find support and resistance levels. So, in the short, I will tell you Fibonacci pivots are nothing. These are pivot points. What are pivot points? Pivot points are computerized made support and resistance levels that helps us to find breakout or breakdown on charts. The chart can be of anything whether it is of bank nifty or may it be of anything that can be plotted on the chart. How are Fibonacci pivots calculated? So we will not go much deeper into mathematics, just a general look out about how the Fibonacci points are calculated. So the Fibonacci pivot points are determined by first calculating the pivot points by the standard method, and then it is multiplied by the Fibonacci ratios. Like you must have heard about these Fibonacci ratios, which are 38.2. These are generally the retracement levels. You must have heard about retracement levels in stock markets. Okay, so this was the general knowledge about the calculations. Now we will just learn about the rules and conditions of what are the rules? So before that, let's go to the chart first. These are the 15 minutes chart of Bank Nifty futures. Now, suppose the markets opened at 9:15. So you must need to know some rules about the setup, the rules which have to be followed. Because what are the like let's talk about in systematic trading, what rules are important. So the number one rule is entry. है ना? Where will we enter? Why will we enter? These two questions. Number second would be exit. No, the second thing would not be exit. Or after entry, the second thing which you have to do is stop loss. Na? Because stop loss is the most important thing after you enter any trade, na? In anything, in any particular index or stock. So the number first thing is entry. Okay, so just learn about entry. So rule number one says that the 9:15 candle or the first candle will always be ignored in this setup. So please note down that the first candle or the 9:15 candle, this first candle on each and every day, whether it is 19th January or it is 20th January or may it be any day, we will not take trade in the first candle, even if it gives trade. How it will give trade, I will explain you further. But the rule number one of the setup says that the 9:15 candle or the first 15 minutes candle needs to be ignored. Now, these are rules, so I will also take a few seconds to tell that rule in Hindi. सो रूल नंबर वन बोलता है कि हम कभी भी जो हमारी फर्स्ट कैंडल होगी या जो हमारी 9:15 की कैंडल आपको डेली की जो फर्स्ट कैंडल बनेगी, भले ही वो रेड बने, भले ही वो ग्रीन बने, भले ही वो कैसी भी कैंडल क्यों ना बने, फर्स्ट कैंडल एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करती हमारे लिए, बिकॉज हम हमेशा फर्स्ट कैंडल को का ट्रेड इग्नोर करेंगे या अवॉइड करेंगे. सेकेंड कैंडल ऑनवर्ड्स हमारा ट्रेडिंग शुरू होगा ऑलवेज. सो जो आप 9:30 की जो कैंडल है वहां से आपका ट्रेड स्टार्ट होगा. ओके, वेन एवर अब ये जो मैं आपको ओके, सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन दिस इन इंग्लिश फर्स्ट. So this rule I'm telling you for the buying trade, not for selling trade. And after I will complete the buying thing, then I will tell you how will we take the short trades or how will be taking the selling trades. Rule number two for buying. This rule is for buying. Please note down somewhere. These all rules are for buying. When you will buy Bank Nifty, whenever a single candle crosses both VWAP and any of the pivot and closes above both. So first of all, read, because if you read attentively, you will never ever have doubt in your life. Whenever a single candle crosses both VWAP and pivot, that means whenever a single candle, let me take an example of a buy trade. Please wait, let me just catch one buy trade for you guys. Okay, okay. Okay. You can see this 9:30 candle on 2nd January. So I am just giving you an example. So just read this. Okay. So what does this says? This says whenever a single candle, you can see this is a single candle, crosses both VWAP and pivot. You can see this candle has this 9:30 candle on 2nd January has crossed both VWAP and pivot and closes above the both. You can see this candle has first crossed both VWAP and pivot in a single candle. It should cross both the indicators on a single candle. है ना? This should not be accepted if one candle closes above the pivot and the second candle closes above the VWAP. You just have to make sure that a single candle crosses and closes above both of these indicators and closes above that. है ना? Then we will buy at high of this candle. Okay, so the high of this candle is 43435. So we will place our buy orders at 43436. We will be rounding off. We will be rounding off the uh, trade to the nearest one. Okay, so if high is 435, then we will be uh, taking the trade at 46, 436, sorry, 436. And now you will ask what should be the stop loss? Stop loss, candle range or 200 points, whichever is low. So here the candle range is 435 minus 136. So here the candle range is around 300 points. But what I told you is we have to take candle range or 200 points, whichever is low. So here the range, the 200 points is low. So here we will take 200 points as stop loss. So we took the trade at 43436. So the stop loss would be 436 minus 200 points. Okay, so this was the first example of buying trades. Now let me give you a few more examples of buying trades so that our buying things gets now. First thing, stop loss would be candle range or 200 points, whichever is low. This point is clear. Now, second rule is target would be if you are trading more than one lots, like if you are trading two lots and so on, two, three, four, five, then you have to book 50% of your positions at 1 is to 1. What does 1 is to 1 means? 1 is to 1 risk reward means if you are taking a stop loss of 200 points, then you have to book 50% profits at 200 points target and rest at 1 is to 2. What does 1 is to 2 means? That if you are taking a stop loss of 200 points, then you have to book at 400 points. Your target would be at 400 points because risk is to reward. Risk is 1 rupees, reward is 2 rupees. So for the 50% position, the risk reward would be 1 is to 1, 200 points for 200 points, 200 points stop loss for 200 points target. Suppose you got a trade where the stop loss was 70 points. So you will take 70 points target only and rest at 1 is to 2. So same if you are taking 70 points stop loss and if you are following 1 is to 2, so your target would be 140 points. Now, third example again. Suppose you have a stop loss of 150 points, then according to 1 is to 1 risk reward ratio rule, you have to take a target of 150 points. But if you are following 1 is to 2 risk reward, then stop loss is 150 and target would be double of that, 300. As I told you, first 15 minutes candle has to be ignored. I already told you. Last but not the least, setup is the least important thing. Okay. This I've already told you earlier that do not run behind the setup. So let's again go to the rules thing. Okay. Now let's go to the live charts first. You don't have to do anything like because I'm showing you the previous pivot, so I have to do this 200 days so that we can, view a few trades of till 100 days. You don't have to do anything in that. Okay. Now one more trade. This is 29th December. See, in this setup, we don't get, it is not possible that you will get a trade daily. है ना? And in stock markets, never make it as a compulsion or never make it your habit to trade daily. If your system is giving trades two times a week and if you are making money, that is as simple as that and that is very smooth. है ना? It is not a great thing to just go into the markets daily and getting trades daily. So getting the trade daily will not guarantee you making money. So here we get around 10 to 15 trades per month, है ना? मतलब it is not fixed. Sometimes you only get 10 trades a month, sometimes you get 12 trades a month. So trading daily is not necessary to make money. Now 29th December, the first candle has to be ignored. Now this 10:30 candle. Now, this 10:30 candle is the only candle in this day which crossed and closed above both VWAP and pivot. Now you see this candle has crossed and closed both above VWAP and pivot. Now, where will we buy? We will buy at high of this candle. The high of this candle is 42595. So, like I told you, where will we place our buying orders? Our buying orders would be placed at 42596. We will always round off to the nearest one. Okay. Now, very tricky question. And like what I told you, the stop loss part. Now, we don't have a live chat here, else I would have definitely asked the answer to you guys. But if you are listening there, so please do these calculations in your mind, which would help you, trade during the live markets. The high of this candle is 42595. So we will place our orders 1 rupees above this level in futures, 42596. Okay. 42596. Now, please tell me what would be the stop loss. So this one, let me tell you the rule. Candle range of 200 points, whichever is low. So can you just calculate the candle range for me? So the candle range is 42595 minus 42530, which is the candle low. 66 points. Now, quickly tell me 66 points or 200 points, whichever is low. So the low is 66 points. So what you will do, you will keep the stop loss of this candle low. So because the range is only 66 points, you will not keep the stop loss as 200 points. Okay. So very simple rule. Either you keep 200 points or would the candle range, whichever is low. Okay. So here the candle is only of 66 points. So you just have to keep stop loss of 66 points. Now let's go to the target. What will be the target here? So the target here would be, what would be the target? 50% target for the 50% position, 1 is to 1. Like suppose you are trading two lots. I will take very lesser example so that you don't get confused. Suppose you are trading two lots. You have bought two lots of Bank Nifty. So the first lot you will buy at 1 is to 1. What does 1 is to 1 means? That 66 points was the stop loss and 66 points would be the target for the first lot, not for the second lot. Now, you have booked the first lot at 1 is to 1. That is, you have booked the first lot at 66 points profit. Now, the second lot which which open position of second lot, you will book at 132 points. Why? Because the 50% quantity has to be booked at 1 is to 2. The stop loss was 66 points and the target would be double of that because you have to follow 1 is to 2 risk reward for remaining 50% position. So you will book 132 points for the next lot. As simple as that. Now we will take one or two examples more of the buying trade, and then we will be going towards the selling trades, or when we will short the Bank Nifty. Okay, very good. We got the trade here. 26th December 2022. Second candle, this is not the first candle, this is the 930 candle. The first candle has to be ignored. Now, can you tell me, is this a valid trade? Yes, this is a valid trade. Why is this valid trade, Arjun? Because a single candle crossed and closed. First crossed, है ना? It has first crossed both VWAP and pivot. Let me zoom in a bit. And then it has also closed above both of them. Now, where will we buy? As simple as that. We will buy at high of this candle. Now, quickly tell me what is the high of this candle. So the high of this candle is 42192.8. So the nearest one, we will round off to nearest one. So where will we place our buying orders in Bank Nifty futures? So we will place our buying orders at 42193. Okay, done. Now let's do the stop loss calculation very quickly. 42192 is the candle high. The low of this candle is 41928. So the candle range here is 264 points. Now quickly tell me, will we take the stop loss of 200 points or 264 points? What did I told you? The rule is we will take the trade in which we will take the stop loss of 200 points or candle range, whichever is low. So here 264 points or 200 points, as simple, it would be only 200 points. So our stop loss would be 42193 minus 200 points. 41993 would be the stop loss of this candle. Okay. Now again, let's come to the target. So if you are doing two lots, the first lot would be booked at 200 points profit, and the second lot, now I would be a little quick so that we can just cover the selling part also. I would be a little quick now because now you have already seen a two three examples of buying trade, and I 100% I'm sure that you would be able to catch up to the buying levels of mine. Okay, so first lot we will book at 200 points, and second lot we will be booking at 400 points. Okay, now we will take one last example of buying, and then we will be quickly going towards the selling part. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we have got our last example here. So the first candle, as usual, this is 19th of December. The first candle has to be ignored. The third candle. Is this a valid trade? The number one question. Is this a valid trade? Yes, this is a valid trade. Second question. Why this is a valid trade? This is a valid trade because a single candle has crossed both VWAP and the pivot and has closed above both. Third question, where will we buy? We will buy at high of this candle rounded off to the nearest one. So quickly tell me, what is the high of this candle? The high of this candle is 43449. Where will we place our buying orders? 1 rupees rounded off to the nearest one. So 43450 would be the level where we will do the buying trade. So 43450. Our buying orders are placed. Now let's quickly go towards the stop loss part. Now let's calculate quickly. Let's calculate the candle range. So 43449 minus the low of this candle is 43327. 122 points. Now, last question. 122 points or 200 points, whichever is low. So the low is 122 points. So our stop loss would be 122 points. Now, the first lot would be booked at 122 points target, and the second lot would be booked at 122 into 2, that is 244 points. As simple as that. Now, let's go to selling part. Rule number 3, very important. Rule number 3 says, this is for selling. Please note down if you are writing it anywhere. Please note it down. Okay, so please note it down. So the third rule is whenever a single candle crosses both VWAP and pivot and closes below both, we will short at low of the candle with the stop loss. Now let me take you to the chart quickly. Uh, let's go to January 1st and we would. Okay, so this is the first example. The first candle, as usual, has to be ignored. 20th January, 9:15 candle, the first candle has to be ignored. Now, this 11:45 red candle. So this is the first example. So I would be going into a little detail. So the first candle, that 11:45 candle, what does the rule said? Rule said whenever a single candle crosses both VWAP and pivot and closes below both, we would be selling at low of this candle. Okay. So since this is a red candle and this has crossed and closed below both of the indicators, so we would be selling at low of this candle. So the low here is 42458. So we would again round off to the nearest one, but here we will round off to the nearest one below this level. So the low is 42548.4. So we will place our selling orders in Bank Nifty futures at 42548. Okay, so 548 would be the level. Now, again, let's do the stop loss calculation. Low is 548, the high is 618. So this candle is 70 points. Now, quickly tell me, The stop loss would be 70 points or 200 points, whichever is low. So tell me whichever is low. 70 points is the new low. So we will take 70 point stop loss. Now, what would be our target? Again, for the first 50% position, we will book at 70 points target, and for the remaining 50% position or the remaining one lot, we will be booking at double of the stop loss, that is 140 points. So let me take you to a few examples of selling trade. This was the first example. So after we do the futures thing, after giving two, three examples, then we will be going to our options thing. Like how would we trade options, which strike price would we choose, what would be the target and stop loss according to the according to the options level. Okay, so this is the first candle has to be ignored. 23rd January, we got no trade. You can see whole day there is no trade. This is 18th January, again, no trade throughout the day. Now, this is 17th January, again, no trade. Because you see, you cannot see a single candle which has crossed both VWAP and pivot. You can see this candle crossed only pivot but not touched VWAP. This candle, 10:45, crossed and closed below the VWAP but not below the pivot. This candle 12:30 closed below the crossed the pivot only, not the VWAP. So we didn't get any trade. 16th January, again no trade. Like I told you, it is not compulsory and it is not necessary that you get a trade, like you sit in through the markets and you get a trade each day. It is not important. It is very cool. If you are not getting trade 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, it is very, it is peaceful trading at least. You don't have to watch the charts continuously from 9:15 to 3 p.m., finding the supports, marking the resistance zone, watching the options chain, watching the PCR levels. Well, you don't have to do anything. Simple indicator based trading, and it gives you mental peace and thoroughly. You don't have to, just focus on each and everything. What are the parameters of markets? What are the technical things? What are the news? Again, 13th January, no trade. 12th January, no trade. Now, let me tell you why we are not getting many trades in January, because as you must be knowing, January and December was sideways movement. Market has not moved many much because this second half, the last quarter of 2022 has been very not very great for trending traders or those who like trending markets. So no worries, our time will also come. Now let's go to 11th January, again no trade. Now let me quickly take you to a trade. Okay, okay. Yeah, we got a trade. 5th January, this is 9:15, has to be ignored as you all know. The second candle, 9:30 candle, this is 5th of January. This is a valid trade. First question arises in your mind, why this is a valid trade? Why? Because a single candle has crossed firstly crossed both the indicators, that is VWAP and pivot, and secondly has closed below both VWAP and pivot. Now, the second question which arises in your mind is where we will short or where we will be placing our selling orders. So we will be placing our selling orders at low of this candle. So the low is 42970. Always remember, round off to the nearest one, upside on the buying trades and downside on the selling trade. So here we will sell at 42969 because we will round off to the lower levels, not to the upper levels, because we are selling. If we would be buying, then we would be squaring off to the upper level, upper one. Okay. Now, like I told you, now you have entered the trade. Now the most important part, what would be the most important part now? It would be stop loss. What would be the stop loss here? So let me tell you, the range of this candle was 330 points. Now quickly tell me, you will place a stop loss of 300 points or 200 points. Like I told you, 300 points or 330 or 200 points, whichever is low. So the low here is 200 points. So we will place a stop loss of 200 points here. Now there would be two targets, है ना? 50%. The first target would be for the first lot, and the second target would be for the second lot. So the first target would be 200 points because 1 is to 1, and the second target would be 400 points. So the first target 200 points, which would be done, and the second target would be double of that because we are following 1 is to 2 for remaining 50% position. Now, again, 4th January, we also got a super trade. 4th January and 5th January were very amazing in January for selling, not for buying. Okay, so the first candle was a valid buying trade, but why it has been ignored? Because it is the first candle, or it is uh, the first 15 minutes candle. Because the rule is already, I have already explained you the rule one, that is we have to ignore the first candle. Now the second candle is a perfect. Now I would please, I'm very sorry, I would be a little quick now because we have less time, and I have to explain you the options thing also. Short trade, where will we short? The first thing, this is a valid trade because this has crossed and closed both below VWAP and the pivot line. Second thing, where will we short, or where will we place the buying or the selling orders? The selling orders would be placed at 43500. Now you will ask why 43500? Why? Because the low is 501. Because we have to round off to the nearest one. Stop loss. So the stop loss here would be the candle range is exactly 200 points. So here we don't have an options of 200 or 200. So it would be 200 points only. Okay. So talking about the targets, first target 200 points, 1 is to 1. Second target 400 points, 1 is to 2. Okay, done. Now one last example of selling, and then we will be moving to our options thing. Where how will we take the options trade? Because Bank Nifty takes a margin of around 2 lakh rupees. So many of the traders are not able to trade futures. So for them, I've also converted this setup into the options one. So where you can see, let me tell you about the capital thing. Always remember, never ever trade F&O if you have a capital of 10, 20,000 rupees. है ना? Please do F&O very wisely because I have seen two types of people in my trading. है ना? I have seen many people who have made crores and lakhs and thousands from trading. And I have at the same time, I have also witnessed people, I have also seen people who have lost the crores, lakhs, and thousand rupees and have blown up their entire capital. So saying that F&O trading is impossible or making money in F&O trading is impossible, this is a complete no, but you have to be very cautious in F&O trading, especially, or any type of trading. If you are managing risk, like I told you that bet mantra, please trade, please take risk of only 0.5% or 1% of capital on each trade. I swear your trading life will become very great if you follow this very simple rule that if any blunder happens, you are an intraday trader, है ना? You are not a, I am an intraday trader. The setup which I told you is completely intraday. You don't have to take anything for tomorrow. So if anything happens in markets, है ना? Any crash comes, any boom comes, anything. So my only 0.5% of capital will vanish. है ना? 0.5% of capital will vanish. My risk reward is good. I will make it tomorrow. But imagine if you are risking 10% or 20% of your capital. So today you are trading at 10 lakh rupees. One lost day you have gone down to 8 lakh rupees, but at the same time I am taking a risk of only 0.5%, or okay, I'm taking a risk of 1%. So my capital on the next day would be only 9 lakh 90,000. I would be very peaceful. I don't have any any depression on my mind, but your trading capital would be 8 lakh rupees. Now suppose that day also is a drawdown day, that is a drawdown period, and again you have took a risk of 2 lakh rupees. Now next day your capital would be 6 lakh rupees, my capital would be 9 lakh 81,000. Okay, so I would be again very peaceful. I would be sitting with chill that okay, I have lost only 19,000 rupees. I will make it tomorrow because it was a calculated risk. So taking calculated risk is very important in F&O trading. If you are taking calculated risk, go ahead. But in F&O, if you are taking non-calculated risk, or if you are thinking that, oh, okay, come on, I have 20 lakh in my account, let's risk 2 lakh rupees. It will take only 10 days to blow up your entire life saving, which you have put, which you have in your Demat account. So no one will have mercy on you. See, in stock markets, no one will come and he will have mercy on you and he will say, "Oh, okay, you have lost 20 lakh. Let me give you 20 lakh rupees." We can just share our setup, we can just share our experience, but no one will give you the capital back if you are, losing your capital. So it is your own responsibility, first thing, to preserve your capital. See, if your capital is preserved, if you have capital, then you have possibility of making money today, tomorrow, even after 1 year. But what if your whole capital is gone, Hana? I don't want to, I don't want to sound very negative. It is just a little word of caution, a brotherly or a friendly advice from my side, because I have lost my capital 6 times. Hana. I tell you, 6 times I loaded my Demat account, took out my mother's saving, took out everything, dropped out my CA. But eventually, what I learned is that I have to save my capital. Okay, so now I'll just not take much time of you, and we'll just take one last example of the selling example. Okay, this is a perfect selling trade. Stop loss also got hit. One thing more. In this, see, I am not God. है No one is God in stock markets. Stop loss will get hit. In this trade only you must have watched the stop loss. No, sorry. Here the trade is not executed. Okay. So this is a very new concept. Please focus on this. This is a valid sell trade. Please be very attentive in this example, because I want to explain something which will happen very eventually. Because here the trade has not been executed and you have to cancel the levels in the very next candle. है ना? Uh, 10-15 candle, perfect valid trade. We will be placing our sell orders at low of this candle, that is 42751. But remember, the low of this candle has not been breached. What does that mean? That means that this trade has not been executed. This is pending in your Demat account, not executed. Now, immediately as you saw the next candle closed above the VWAP, the candle is cancelled. The trade, the sell trade which you got is totally gets cancelled, and you will cancel the order. So in this day you have got no trade. And this is very important example. Thank God we got this example. So just I got chance to tell you about this cancellation thing. Whenever the trade is not getting executed and the next candle is a green candle, and it closes either above this VWAP line or either above any of the indicator, so you have to cancel the trade very immediately. Yeah. But also listen to me. If this green candle was below the VWAP line, so it would be a violation. मतलब the trade would get cancelled only when the next candle closes above the VWAP pivot line, VWAP or pivot line. Okay. Okay. This is 21st of December 2022. Second candle. The low of this candle is 43580. So we will be shorting. We would be placing the sell orders at 43579. Perfect. The high of this candle would be the stop loss. Why? Because this candle is very small. I think this candle is of only 100 points. So we will keep the 100-point stop loss. So for the first lot, your stop loss would be, your target would be 100 points. And as for the second lot, your target would be a 200 points. As simple as that. Okay. So now we have just completed our setup for futures. Now, what we will do is I will tell you how you will trade options. Okay, how you will choose the strike prices. This is a little important thing. So let me just share with you. Okay, so this 1145 candle is a perfect sell trade. Okay, The low of this candle is 42548. So you just have to take strike price, which is in the money, nearest in the money or at the money. You never have to take out of the money. So if the low of this candle is 42548, can you tell me what would be the nearest at the money or in the money? So the nearest at the money or the nearest in the money would be your 42,500 put. So let's just go to the options chart. 42,500 put. Okay, 25th January expiry. This is the 11:45 candle. That means we have to buy this at 11:45 candle. We have to buy 42,500 put at 11:45. So let's go. This is the 11:45 candle. So you can see the high of this candle is 168. So you will place your buying orders at, again, 1 rupees round off, at 169. है ना? So you will be placing your orders at 169 at this level. Now quickly, what would be the options, stop loss and targets? See, please understand, I will just clear all your doubts in one go. The stop loss in options would be half of target, half of the future. Now suppose the stop loss in futures is 42548. Let's calculate it in front of you. 548 minus 618. 70 points is the stop loss in futures. So half of that, that is 35 points, would be the stop loss in options. As simple as that. Okay. And the rule would be same if you are trading only options. Like suppose you bought here at 169. So your stop loss would be 35 points. That is 134. And simple 1:1 and 1:2 concept you have to follow in options also. If you are buying at 169, so you have, if you are trading two lots, in this setup, you have to compulsorily trade in multiples 2, 4, 6, 8, so that you can book 50% quantity at 1:1 and 50% quantity at 1:2. Now, if you bought the option or the 42,500, okay, I'm sorry, I think this is 42,300 put. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll just rectify it. I'm very sorry, I showed you the wrong strike. I just showed you 42,300 C. Okay, I'm very sorry. It was a technical error. I showed you 42,300 strike price instead of 42,500. This is the correct strike price. Now let's go to the 11:45. This is the 11:45 candle where my cursor is. The high of this candle is 241.15. So where will we buy? We will be buying at 242. Again, 242. The stop loss would be half of futures. So the future stop loss was 70. So the option stop loss would be half, that is 35. So 242 minus 35 makes 207. So the 207 would be our stop loss in options. Very simple. And again, I've told you 1:1, 1:2 concept, 50% at 35 points and another 50% at 70 points. Because in options, everything, whether it is stop loss or it is target, it would be 50% of futures. Like suppose in futures, you have a stop loss of 200 points. So in options, the stop loss would be 100 points. Suppose the target in futures is 400 points. So half of that, that is 200 points, would be the target in options. Very simple as that. So that, what does that means? That means you have to watch, even if you are trading only options, you have to also watch the futures candle to know what would be the stop loss, because stop loss would be half of what you are keeping the stop loss futures. Okay, let me give you one more example of selling. We didn't got much trades here in January, so I think we have to rush to 5th January only. Okay, let's go to 5th January then. Okay, this was 5th January, Thursday. That was Thursday, 5th January. Now, quickly tell me what is the low of this candle. So the low of this candle is 42,970. Now, please tell me, okay, don't tell me, I will tell you in this one. So the nearest at the money or in the money is 42,900 put. Now, many of you will get confused that, sir, that Arjun, why is it is 42,900 and why not 43,000? Because 43,000 is below this one. It is already out of the money right now. 43,000. About 43 to 3,000 is above this level. So we will take the put of 42,900. Okay, now let me show you. This is the second candle, that is 9:30. So we'll go to the options chart. The date is 5th January. So we'll just select it to 5th January expiry put, and it would be 42,900. And it is not compulsory to choose the strike price according to me. If you want to go more in the money, you can go you can go more in the money, deeper in the money, है ना? But never trade out of the money. That is my simple request to all of you. So let me take you to the date, 5th January. Okay, this is 5th January. The second candle we have to buy at the high of second candle. Okay. So this is the second candle, 945 one, 931. So we will buy at high of this candle. The high of this candle is 220. So we will place our buying orders at 221. Okay. Now let me tell you about the stop loss and the target. So the stop loss here is 200 points in futures. So what would be the stop loss in options? 100 points. So if we are buying at 221, 121 would be the stop loss. Target in futures is 200 points and 400 points. So the target in options would be 100 and 200 points. Because the original stop loss is 100 points in options. So the first lot you will be booking at 100 points target. And the second then the second lot you would be booking at 200 points target. Okay, now let me give you example of buying trades. Buying trades and the call examples. Did we got a good buying trade here? No, I think we did not get any buy trade here. I think we have to go to the December only for the buying trade because in January very less trade. We got hardly but six or seven trades till now. Okay. A buying trade, a buying trade. Okay, let's take this as the buying trade. Again, 2nd January, second candle, 9:30. The high of this candle is 43,435. So the nearest at the money or in the money is 43,400. Never take out of the money. 43,400 and the expiry would be again the 5th January only. 43,400. Okay. 43,400. Okay, the date is 2nd January, second candle. So this is the candle which you have to watch out. The high of this candle is 259. So you will be again placing orders at 260. So here is the entry. You know, I have to place order at 260 or I will enter the 43,400 call on 2nd January at 260. Now, what would be the stop loss here? So the stop loss here would be, let's calculate the high and low of this candle in futures. 435 minus low is 136. So this is a 400 point 400 points candle. So the stop loss in futures here would be 200 points. So the stop loss in options would be 100 points. So if you are entering here at 260, so the stop loss would be 160. Okay. And same for the target, 100 points for lot 1 and 200 points for lot 2. So let me let's see. We have covered each and everything here. Okay. A few things about this setup which I would also like to share theoretically. It will take another 5 minutes. So the number one thing is like I've already told you this point earlier, but let me just quickly revise that. Number one, you will not get a trade each and every day. And it is not necessary or it is not compulsory that you will get a fresh trade whenever you enter the market, or you know you will get a trade daily. No, it may happen you get only 5 trades a month, but if you are making money of that 5 trades, why is it necessary to give brokerage each and every day, come sit into the markets, take stress? You know? So the lesser trades and nicer trades are better than more trades and worse trades. Okay, so always remember this rule. We have to take less trades, and those trades have to be best. Okay, it is far better than sitting before the screen and compulsorily trading each and every day anything. Like, come on, I think the market will. You don't have to do I think. The day you start doing I think, or the market thing, you just have to follow the systematic approach, or you have to follow the rules. Never ever think that I think the market will move. Market will not move according to your thinking, or according to your propaganda, or according to your will. Market will move only when मतलब it wants to move, and these indicators will help us just predict. We can just predict, we are not gods that we know each and every move of market, but we can just predict. How can we predict? With the help of indicators. Number second thing is stop loss is part of the game. Sometimes it may happen that stop loss gets hit today, tomorrow, 3 days, 4 days. It is called as a drawdown phase. But suppose I am at your place. I am taking 0.5% risk on my capital. So even if 4 days stop loss is getting hit continuously, I will lose only 2% of my capital, because 0.5% into 4 days, 2%. So remember, the lesser you risk, the more stress free you are. So start taking 0.5%, 1%. Now you will say, sir, 0.5% is too low. If I'm risking 0.5% and I'm making 1%, I have a lakh rupees capital. But believe me, when I started trading, I started with around 4 or 5 lakhs. I don't want to open my what is my current capital. I cannot say that in front of in this thing. But believe me, as you will grow, today your capital is 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh. But believe me, if you will trust yourself, if you will trust the process, you will be consistent. A day will come when you will you know uh, go beyond the limits, 5 lakh, 50 lakhs, 1 CR. And many people think that how will I have 1 CR capital? See, if you will not have 1 CR capital, someone will give you to manage his money, है ना? If you will be good at trading. So just polish your skills, just focus on enhancing your skills. If your skills would be great, you will get money from, even if it's your money or someone else will give you to manage. There is high money in the market. So just you have to polish your skills, and you have to be consistent. So the number third thing about this setup is that you will take a few time to be systematic trader. Matlab, if it is not possible that you will start from tomorrow and you will be like a computer. You may do some mistakes, so do not get irritated if you commit some mistakes at the starting. It will take 1 month or 2 months, because right now, if you are trading discretionary and you took a decision to convert to systematic approach or to do systematic trading, it will take some times, and everyone does mistakes. I also do mistakes sometimes. I have my staff, I have my dealers, they also do mistakes. They have 20 years, 15 years experience. They also do mistakes. So but always remember, calculated risks are very important, and always take calculated risks. 0.5%, 1% of capital, if you follow this rule, F&O will not be able to kill you. Whether you will not blow your capital ever. I can guarantee this. If you will make money or not, that is a different thing. But I can guarantee you one thing, that you will never ever blow off your capital. So I think I have done on my part. My part has been done. Now, Fazil bhai, please आप कंटिन्यू करें अब.
Thank you, Arjun Bhai. Please go for the next slide.
Sure, sure, bhai.
It was a wonderful session. I hope people have liked it, and please throw a lot of questions to Arjun Bhai before we end this session. Next slide, please. So, guys, here is a special invitation for Investival, which is an investors conclave, which is going to happen in Bangalore in the month of April from 28th to 30th. This is a 3-day event, which will be a residential event. This is been happening. Will happen in Taj Yeshwantpur, Bangalore. It is a purely investors conclave where we are inviting very big names as investors. They will be sharing you a lot of topics on value investing, techno fundamental investing, momentum investing. We have categorize the themes. On the basis of the theme, the expertise will come and they will talk about they will share you the strategies and the investment ideas so that you can utilize in your investing journey. Next slide, sir. These are the investable highlights where we are expecting 200 plus professional investors to come and gather in this event. Plus, we are inviting 25 portfolio managers, 25 pan India mentors. Also, as I said, we have categorized the 6 speakers on a theme based. Like, for example, momentum investing, we have a speaker called Sonam Srivastava from the Right Research. And for the value investing, we have finalized Gaurav Chopra, who is an excellent investor. I have been looking him very personally. Also, for the techno fundamental investing, we are inviting Vivek Masrani sir, who will be joining as a speaker for this event. And the rest, there are 3 speakers. We are very choosy to invite the speakers so that all the participants who are paying 25,000, they should be getting the value to it. Next slide, sir. These are the highlights where we are actually doing lot of events in to keep the participants very much interaction, not just with the sessions, also with a lot of other things. Like we are creating a quiz competitions. There is a unique game where you can win the real money up to 10 lakh rupees. Guys, this is like last time we did Traders Conclave, we paid almost up to 6 to 7 lakh rupees as the gifts itself. Those are all the Amazon voucher. A lot of people have taken. One person have taken 1 lakh worth of prize money. Few people have taken 50,000. Few people have taken 25,000. Like that, we have categorized the prizes. Okay, but here for the investors conclave, any one person can directly win 10 lakh rupees, and this game will be directly launching in the event itself. We are not exposing anywhere else. Please mind this. Next slide, sir. Arjun sir, next slide.
Okay.
Yeah. As I said, these are the unique and innovative festival. Like we are having a investor Premier League, master portfolio manager. We will take you back to the 1980s where there was a ring in a BSE. How exactly they used to, trade everything. Okay, again, as I said, 6 theme based amazing sessions will be there. Also, you will get to meet the fund managers, the mentors all across from India, where you can directly interact with them. We are inviting all these people just to make sure that all the participants will able to generate as much as possible the knowledge, right? This is our main fund up. We are not here to make money out of this, nothing else. See, online events keeps happening, but you don't get that much of interaction as happens in the offline events. So we are very much particular. We are very much keen only to do once in a year, once in a year. That's all. And we are not keeping every 3 months or 4 months or 5 months once in a year. Every April probably we'll be doing the investors conclave. Every September we'll be doing the traders conclave. Okay, and also whatever the fund managers mentors are coming with them, we are actually having a panel discussion with the expert fund managers where you can directly ask plenty of questions and you can get the knowledge there as well. Next slide, Arjun bhai. So this is just a glimpse of the last event which happened in the month of September 2022, where almost 320 plus participants, paid participants, plus 50 mentors, plus a lot of sponsors, plus other people. Our own team itself was like around 15 members, where we very wonderfully we created this event, and Lord, all the people were happy, and we felt really proud to make this event very very successful. And we are very sure once we have done the one best successful event, we'll get more challenges to do better than this. So we are working on it, and we will do it very well. Next slide. See, this is the price what you're gonna pay, but the value what you is going to get you. The I mean the hotel stay for the 3 days, including your meals, your conference entry, everything, the gala dinner, these everything involves around 25,000. Okay, plus we are giving a lifetime access to the recordings of the investival in Traders Gurukul website, where the cost itself is 12,000. And also you will get a lot of goodies, mementos, gifts from the sponsors, gift from the Traders Gurukul. Also you have a lot of events or games where you can mint money over there, right? Next slide. Next slide, Arjun.
Just a minute. I think it system got hanged.
As I said, there are a lot of competitors who runs for 65 to 80,000 of worth for the 3 day event. But we are not here to make money out of it, but here we are to make a very interactive sessions for the participants, for the speakers, for the mentors, for the sponsors, everything. This will be a totally, I mean, whatever you are paying, you are just paying for the hotel cost. We are not taking any money from you. You are just paying the 24,999 just for the hotel. So guys, please go ahead, type www.investival.in. You will find two pricing over there. One is for the 5,000 to book an as an advance amount, and another one is 24,999, which you can directly pay the full money and block your seat. Anything you can do it. Okay. And if you are asking, if you have any doubts, like when I need to pay another 20,000, if you are paying a 5,000 as an advance amount, you can pay 1 month prior to the event. Okay, this will be the one of the finest investible conference. Okay, Joe, so anybody who are interested, who wants to meet the big names in the industry, please come and attend this event and gain a lot of knowledge from me. Okay, if you have any more doubts on this, right, you can call me on this number 6360 107848. Thank you guys. Please go ahead and book the seats. We have just left out another 30-40 seats for the early bird price. So this might be the this 10 days might be the last chance for you to get the same price at 24,999. I believe if you are really keen to attend this event, you make sure that you are attending this event, and you will be getting a lot of knowledge. Next slide, sir. Next slide. I think you can press enter if, or you're on mute, Arjun.
Yes, bhai. I think my system is getting stuck again. Just a minute.
Yeah. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, here is our second quiz of the series. So, what is the Fibonacci golden ratio number? I repeat once again. What is the Fibonacci golden ratio number? A 38.2, B 50%, C 61.8%. I'll repeat once again. what is the Fibonacci golden ratio number? A 38.2, B 50%, C 61.8%. Fill up the blanks, fastest finger first. Next slide. So here is the winner's reward. Every day we'll select one winner who usually answers very fast. All the 11 winners of 12 days will have a free access to the next event with the lifetime recordings. There will be a Man of the Nifty Banker Series Award for one winner who should win at least 3 times in the last 12-day sessions. He will get our educational goodies worth rupees 1 lakh from the Traders Gurukul. Okay, so go ahead, guys. Answer the question and win the prizes. Thank you. Next slide. So here is the winner for the yesterday's quiz. We had asked this question: which stock has the highest weightage in Nifty 50 index? A was Reliance, B was HDFC Bank Limited, C was TCS Limited. The right answer was Reliance, which holds around 10.72% or so. So this is the highest weightage in Nifty 50 index, and the winner is Mr. Awadh R. Patil. Congratulations, Awadh sir. You feel you can get in touch with us to get the access for the next event. Also, you have another two times to win to get the 1 lakh educational goodies from the Traders Gurukul. Thank you very much. Next slide, sir. So guys, the time is now to ask more questions to get a lot of answers for you to get the doubts clear. Please go ahead and shoot the questions to Mr. Arjun so that we'll get all the queries noted. Please go ahead and pose the questions. So there is a question from Mr. Vikas. What has been your average monthly ROI on this strategy, Mr. Arjun?
Okay, so the average, see, I don't calculate the monthly ROI, but I can tell you the yearly ROI. So if I'll tell you the average of last 5 years, so the average ROI is 36% per annum. If you are trading only this strategy.
Okay, awesome. A question from Mr. Mohit. What is the winning rate on this strategy?
Okay, so the winning rate in this strategy is more than 70%.
More than 70%.
Yeah.
Okay. And a question from Mr. Ridesh Sharma. What if Bank Nifty cross VWAP and pivot so many times in above and below? I mean, sell set up and again buy set up coming again and again. How will you manage this? So his question is like again and again, if you get the sell setup or buy setup, how many trades we need to take, or we have to take all the trades?
Okay, no, no. So I just forgot to add that I take maximum 3 trades in a day. I don't trade. I don't take more than 3 trades. But let me tell you the probability of these days. Matlab, these type of trades where you will get more than 3 trades are less than even 10 days. Like in an year, there would be less than 10 to 12 days where you will be getting trades back to back, back to back. So the probability of these days are very less in this setup because generally here we have two indicators, VWAP and pivot. So like suppose a buy trade comes where a green candle crosses and closes above the both the indicators. So what happens in maximum cases? What happens in the next candle? The candle closes only below one of the indicator. Like suppose the candle closes only below the VWAP or only below the pivot. So in that case, it is not a valid sell trade. So usually these hodgepodge days are very less in this setups around 10 to 15 days maximum in a year where you will get. So in those days, what you have to do, you have to make a thumb rule that I will take only 3 trades in a day. And if fourth trade onwards, I will not be taking.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, good question from Mr. Varun Teja. Arjun sir, if it is VWAP is broken by wick pivot, his main question is like if it is not close the candle
Yeah,
above the pivot or the above the VWAP, can we
yeah.
consider that the trade or we can ignore that?
No. I understood this question before you said Fazal Bhai, because this is a very common question and it's just been asked many times before. So only the candle body has to be considered. If if the wick is breaking VWAP or the pivot line, it will not be considered. So the candle body should be on both the indicators, and wick will never be considered.
Okay, okay, thank you. And one question from Mr. Shaival Oza. Is this intraday or position system? What if stop loss does not hit
Purely
and
intraday.
is
Purely intraday, and many will ask that what happens if neither the targets come nor the stop loss come. So you will wait till the broker auto square off. Some in some demands the broker auto square off at 3 p.m. at some at 3:10 or 3:15. So you just have to wait till the intraday square off time.
okay? A question from Mr. Sanjeev. Please let us know if there is any specific Fibonacci or VWAP settings. I don't think so. Do you
Uh,
have any?
no. There is no specific setting. Just a little bit you have to do that I have already shared at the beginning.
Okay. Arjun bhai, there are a lot of questions on especially to uh, tell the strategy one more time on options as well as the setup rules. Can you just quickly
Okay.
once again come back?
Sure. For sure, Fazal bhai.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll just repeat the strategy in short, not very detailed this time. Okay, so the strategy says we have to use two indicators,
Okay,
pivot points, Fibonacci, and VWAP. Now, what you have to do is when you will apply these indicators, whenever you will apply, like what I told you, that you have to go in indicators. Whenever you will click pivot point standard, so what you have to do, you have to just go to the settings, and by default traditional comes. So you have to change this traditional to Fibonacci, and you have to just do OK. Second thing you have to do, you have to apply the VWAP settings, and in VWAP settings, what you have to do, you just have to go to the style, and you have to, when you will apply VWAP, upper band and lower band will be automatically ticked. You just have to uncheck them, and you have to just do OK. So the indicators have been applied. Now, sell trade says that whenever, okay, let me quickly find the sell trade. Okay, let's go to 4th January. Yeah, this is a perfect sell trade example. So the rule one says we have to ignore the first candle. Now, the second rule in selling trades, the body of candle, है ना, the wick will not be considered. The body of candle should cross and close both below the VWAP as well as on the pivot on the simple on the single candle. मतलब both the indicators should be crossed and closed below on the same candle. So this is a perfect selling trade. So at the low of this candle, rounded off to the nearest one, we will place our selling orders. What would be the stop loss? 200 points or the candle range, whichever is low. Suppose the candle range is 350 points. So 350 or 200 points, whichever is low, 200 points. Now suppose the candle range is only 70 points. So 70 points or 200 points, whichever is low. So here the low is 70 points. As simple as that. Talking about target, 1:1 for the first 50% quantity, because in this strategy you have to always trade in multiple quantities, 2, 4, 6, 8. You cannot trade in single lot. So the minimum quantity you should do is 2 lots. So the first lot has to be booked at 1:1. Suppose the stop loss is 100 points. So the first target for the first lot would be 100 points, and the target for the second lot would be 200 points. Now, let's go to an example of buying trade. Okay, this is the buying trade. 10:30, this is the perfect buying trade. Now, buying rule says whenever a single candle body, है ना, the body, not the wick. Whenever a single body candle crosses and closes both above VWAP and pivot on a single candle only. See, this is a single candle first of all, the body of which has first crossed the both indicators and has closed above both the indicators. So where will we buy? Where will we place our buying orders? At high of this candle rounded off to the nearest one. So the high of this candle is 42595. So we will place buying orders at 42596. Now the high of this candle is 95.95, the low of this candle is 530. So the candle range here is 65 points. So 65 points or 200 points, whichever is less. So here the stop loss would be 65 points only. Now, talking about target. So the first lot would be again 1 is to 1, 65 points stop loss, 65 points target. Second lot would be 65 points stop loss and 130 points target. 1 is to 1 and 1 is to 2. So this was the quick revision of futures. Now let me also explain you options once. Again going to the selling trade for that. 5th January. Okay, so this is 5th January. Second candle was like I gave you the example in futures also. The low of this candle is 42970. So here the nearest at the money or in the money. So the nearest at the money or in the money would be either it would be 43,000 or you can also take 42,900. Both are perfect. Okay. So last time I gave example of 42,900. This time let's take example of 43,000 put. So now let's go to options chart. 5th January would be the expiry, put would be, and the strike price would be 43,000 put. Okay, so this is 4th of January. 4th of January, no? Yeah, this is, sorry, this is 5th of January, second candle. 5th of January. This is the second candle. The high of this candle is 284. So where will we place simple? I think people are getting confused. See, either you can trade off futures or you can trade options. Options are independently different from futures. So simply you will go to your demat account. You will place your orders at high of this options candle. The high of this candle is 284. So you will place your buying orders at 285. Now stop loss. The stop loss in futures is 200 points. So like I told you, everything in options would be half. So the stop loss in futures is 200. So the stop loss in options would be 100 points only. So 285 you are buying, stop loss would be 185. Now talking about targets, you are doing two lots again. So the first lot you will book at 100 points, 1 is to 1. And the second lot you will book at 1 is to 2, that is 200 points. So this was the example of put. Now let me also explain you an example of call. Okay, this is 29th of December. Perfect valid trade 10:30. Now let's go to the options. Now, which strike price will you choose? 42595. So you don't have to go out of the money. So the nearest in the money or at the money here is 42,500. Okay, expiry would be here 29th December. This would be call. This would be 42,500. And date would be 29th of sorry, what was the date here? 29th of December. Okay, show chart. Okay, this is 29th of December and the candle here is 10:30. Okay, so the high of this candle is 166.3. So where will we place our buying orders? 1 rupees round off to the upper side, that is 167. Now, please tell me what would be the stop loss. Here, the candle range is 595 minus 530. So the 65 points in future. So what would be the stop loss in options? 65 divided by 2, 32 points. So the stop loss here would be we bought at 167. So 167 minus 32. So 135 would be the stop loss in options. And in target, again, the first lot has to be booked at 1 is to 1, that is 32 points target. and the second lot has to be booked at 1:2, that is 64 points or 65 points target. So this was the quick repetition, and if anybody has doubt, I am available here. Please ask your doubts.
Thank you very much, Arjun Bhai. I hope everybody got the almost clear doubts. A lot of people are asking, like, can we use this strategy on Nifty as well as on the stock futures?
No, no, no. But Fazil bhai, actually, whatever strategy I share here on Nifty Banker is being backtested on different things, on stocks, on currencies, on commodities. But I share only which has the maximum result. So the best result here was on Bank Nifty. So that is the reason why I followed these strategies because of the backtesting. I have also backtested these on Nifty, but the result are not as great as Bank Nifty. So that is why I suggest only and only to use this strategy on Bank Nifty and never try it on stocks or currencies or Nifty.
Awesome. One more question from Mr. Varun.
Yeah.
Uh, Arjun sir, can we use this setup on expiry days? Please let us know as options because of premium decay.
See, Fazil bhai, what I suggest is, see, this is a systematic approach. First of all, we cannot add discretion that we will avoid this on expiry, but many a times I personally whenever the VIX is low, like right now from 2 3 months the VIX is low, so what I do is to prevent my stop loss getting hit due to the theta decay, what I do is only on expiries, only on Thursdays, like suppose today the date is uh, 20th January and today is expiry. So only on expiries, what I do is I take the strike price of next expiry instead of the current expiry because of the past theta decay. Sometimes I do that whenever the VIX is low, and whenever the VIX is high, I avoid doing that.
Okay. What is the, I mean, expiry you will choose, whether the current weekly, monthly, or how? Like
नहीं, weekly expiry only.
weekly,
मतलब
weekly.
if you are मतलब other than the weekly expiry days, like suppose today's expiry, so when the VIX is low, I will choose next weekly expiry. Other than that, matlab, we don't have to trade these on monthly expiries, only on weekly expiries.
Also, many questions around, like, rather than doing option buying, can we do option selling also with considering the same rules?
Fazul bhai, I have literally very less knowledge about option selling, and I have personally never tried. So, matlab,
No
I won't
problem.
be able to answer that question on option selling.
Guys, before trying to jump into any conclusion, please do yourself backtesting. This all the sessions, what we do is to share the knowledge from the speakers, but you need to do your own backtesting, paper trading, and then so on and so forth. Then you need to put your real money, that too in a very minimal lot size, so that you don't blame others for your losses. And also, trading is all about mindset, psychology, and money management. And yeah, I think a lot of questions we have taken and a lot of uh, good praising coming in for Arjun Bhai. Thank you very much, Arjun Bhai. Can you go back to the last slide?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, Arjun Bhai. With this, we have come to the end of the session. Dear Arjun, thanks for your insightful session. On behalf of all the participants of Nifty Banker 3.0, the Money Control Pro team, and the family members of Traders Gurukul, we extend our sincere thanks for joining our event and sharing your invaluable knowledge with everybody. Thank you very much, Arjun.
Thank you so much, Fazil bhai, and thank you all the participants for attending the event. Thank you so much.
Guys, you can, if you have any more doubts, you can directly buzz him on the Twitter ID. His ID is Arjun B9591. He will be happy to help you in any kinds of doubts. Okay. Thank you very much. Friends, that's the story for today. I hope every one of you enjoyed the session. I'll see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. sharp with yet another interesting session. Signing off, Fazil Ahmed from Traders Gurukul. Good night.